everyone, it's Cookie. Today is day 4 of our Kesem at Home programming, and it is a very special day of the week because today is our empowerment ceremony. And our empowerment ceremony is the one time at Camp Kesem in which we talk specifically about cancer. So it is a ceremony where we want to be feeling really safe and vulnerable at the same time. So in order to get ourselves in that right headspace and mood for today's activities, we wanted to make sure that we were all in the right mood. So this morning we're going to do some meditation and we're going to do some yoga. I have separated the video into 3 different parts. The first part we're going to be doing some really energetic yoga, really getting out all of our morning sillies, getting out all of our pent up energy from being stuck at home in the quarantine. And in the second part of the video, we're going to be doing some more calming, more restorative yoga to help us calm our bodies down. And then the third part, we're going to have a 10-minute meditation period where I will guide you through a safe, relaxing, and calming meditation experience where you can connect with your inner self and really calm down and really feel safe and comfortable going into this afternoon's activities. So please join me and welcome to our Day 4 broadcast activity, Yoga and Meditation with Cookie. For our first part of the video, our exercise portion, I would like everyone to join me sitting on their knees. And the first thing we're going to do is just stretch out just a little bit. So if you could twist like this, like that. This is just a seated twist, just meant to really get all the energy flowing. Now we're going to transition into what is called camel pose. I'm going to turn to the side, so if you've never seen this pose before, you can have a little bit of a better explanation. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn to the side. You're going to put your toes on your mat and your ankles in the sky. And you're going to clasp your hands together and you're going to walk your hands back onto your ankles. You're going to look back, and it's a little bit of a back bend, and we'll really get our juices flowing. You can go like this, and then like this. Fold the hand over and grab. Okay, I think we're ready to start. So again, we're going to sit on our knees, and we're going to come up to a standing position. Now that we're in our standing position, we're going to do what's called chair pose. So you're going to join me. It's almost like doing a squat. You'll turn to the side and you'll go down like this, as if you're sitting in a chair, as low as you possibly can. And you should feel the muscles in your legs. You know, it's hard on them. You should be getting tired. Look up to the sky and put your hands up. Fold your hands at heart center. Now you can twist to the side. You can open up that twist if you'd like. And come back to heart center. And you can turn to the side as well. And come back to heart center. That is called chair pose. We're going to come back up, fold forward, and touch your toes. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now come up again, and fold forward, and touch your toes. And if you can't reach your toes, that's okay. Just practice a little bit. And the most important thing is that you are doing your best. And you should be feeling it right back here and going forward and touching your toes. If that's easy for you, you can try to put your hands underneath your feet and try to touch your toes to your wrists. Good. Now up again and down again and up. And let's do chair pose again. And we'll twist to this side, open up. And we'll twist back this side and open up on this side. Great work. Hope you're feeling good, because now we're going to get into our warrior poses. So with your warrior pose, what you want to do is you want to step. Let's step our left leg forward. You're going to have your right leg in the back. You're going to twist your foot to the side like that. And you're going to lower down in front. And then you're going to put your right hand on your right leg and open up. This is warrior 1. Good, and you should feel the strain here and back here. You can now come back up and stretch and fold forward again. Excellent, and up and back down again. And now we'll go with our other leg. Warrior warrior one on our right side. And don't forget to twist your foot back so your ankle meets the ground. And reach up. And bring your feet together. And reach up. And reach down. And back up. And let's see, chair pose. And open. And together. And open. And back. Then we're going to go into what's called our sun salutation. So this is going to tell our body and our mind that it's time to wake up, it's time to start the day. So we're going to stand up. Now this is called mountain pose. I think this is one of the hardest poses because it's a very vulnerable position. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is come forward like so, just like this, in a plank position. Now as if you're gonna do a push-up. Now come up. This is called upward facing dog. And you're gonna look at the sky. Excellent, now you're gonna come back down and push up into downward dog. Good. Now, remember before when we learned warrior one? We're gonna take our left foot forward, put our right foot down just like before, and come up. That's downward dog into warrior one. Good, now come back down and put your foot back. Downward dog. Go back to that push up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. And let's bring our right leg forward into warrior one, twisting our left leg down, and warrior one. Excellent, and now let's go back down, downward facing dog, down into your push-up, up into your upward facing dog, and down to your downward facing dog. Great work. And up for warrior one. Push up. And back down. Down dog. Bottom of a push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one on the other side. And push up. Good. That's our sun salutation. Wow, that really woke me up. Now for our second part of the video, we're gonna do what's called restorative yoga. And this is a much more gentle practice. It's gonna calm us down. Tell our bodies it's safe here. For our first portion, I'd like you to join me in a seated position. Just like this. Just like this. It's times like this where I like to take a second and thank my body for everything it's capable of and forgive it for things it isn't capable of yet. We're gonna do 3 different sitting stretches. They're gonna center us, they're gonna restore us, and they're gonna tell our bodies that it's safe here. First, I'd like you to join me in cat-cow position. You just join me right here. This is called tabletop position. See how my hands, my knees, my hands and my legs are parallel to one another. My back is perpendicular. Makes a nice little square shape. This is tabletop position. We're gonna now go into what is called cat-cow. If you've ever seen a cat get scared, what do? They look a little something like this, right? They tuck in their tail and they arch their back. Whereas cows, shout out to Moo, look a little bit more like this. This is a very common practice in yoga. See this in and out. Exhale to cow, exhale to cat. And inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. And inhale to cow. And it's this kind of process that helps teach our body that our movement and our breath is linked. Now we're going to do a seated cat-cow. So join me in a seated position. And if it's helpful, turn this way. And again, inhale to cat. And exhale to cow. Excellent. Now you can join me in your sitting position once again. And just like when we were standing and we did a forward fold, we're gonna do it again in a seated position. So why don't you put your feet out in front of you and just stretch your hands as close to your toes as you possibly can. It's okay if you can't quite reach it. And you latch on. And then you can drop your head. You should really feel a pull in the back of your legs. That's how you know it's working. Excellent. Now we're going to do what's called pigeon pose. I find this to be extremely relaxing. I'd like you to take your right leg and place it at a 90-degree angle to the top of your mat. Your leg is straight on the mat. And then you come as much forward as you possibly can, trying to keep your legs straight. And you should really feel a pull in back here, in the back of your legs, and you're breathing. Your flexibility, your strength, all of it comes from your breathing. Good. Now come back up. Might be helpful to do a little downward dog, maybe kick this leg up in the air, and then let's bring it back to pigeon. And just try just as much as you can. Good. Let's bring it back up, and we'll bring the other leg forward. Try to make it as straight as possible. Come forward. And as much as you can, get as close to the ground as you can. Excellent, and let's bring it back up. And bring it forward just one more time. Great work. Now we'll bring it back up. And we'll come back to our seated position. I'm going to take a child's pose. So I'm going to start on my knees, just like this. I'm going to separate them a little bit to make it easier. So I'm really in between. And I'm going to come forward just as much as I can. So however much I can. Here it is from this side, if that helps. You can bring your hands like so if you would like. Excellent. Our next position is called butterfly. We're going to come on this side. In butterfly position, join me in a seated position with your feet in front. You're going to lay down on your back and touch your feet together, and your legs should make a diagonal, a diamond. Your legs will make a diamond. And then you'll lay back, keeping that diamond. And now pretend this is a butterfly, and you're gonna flap your wings, and you should feel the stress, you should feel the tension, and you're getting more flexible every time you push that boundary. Now you can join me in Happy Baby. This one is a silly name and it's a silly position. I'm gonna turn the mat this way. I'm gonna ask you to join me in a laying down position. You're gonna grab your feet, outsides of your feet, and you're just gonna sway around almost as if you were a baby. Then you can join me in the fetal position, which is when you bring your legs into your chest, you lean on the side, you can lean your arm as a pillow, and you hold your legs to yourself. Try to listen if you're quiet enough. Can you hear your heartbeat? Good. This concludes our restorative yoga part of the video. Now I'm going to ask you all next to join me in a guided meditation. We're going to use these next 10 minutes to meditate. I'm going to ask you to get into any comfortable position. This can be sitting down, kneeling, laying down, whatever you'd like, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. Now this routine is one that my dad taught to me when I was little, when I was afraid of the dark and I had to go to bed at night. But it's something I use now before a big exam, before I have to talk in front of a big group of people. Anything that fills me with anxiety and tension helps me get rid of that anxiety and tension. This is a routine you can use before you go to bed at night or when you wake up in the morning to help get you ready for the day. Today we're going to use it to help get us ready for our empowerment ceremony. Meditation can seem hard and overwhelming at first, but the most important thing you can do is to focus on your breathing and the sound of my voice. I like to think of my breathing as the sound of waves on the ocean. Now I'd like you to take some very deep breaths and imagine that you are in the place where you feel most at peace in the world. This can be anywhere. For me, it's the beach. When I meditate, I try to imagine myself walking on the beach. And again, the sound of my breath is the sound of the waves crashing on the ocean. I like to close my eyes. You don't have to. I like to imagine that there's no one else at the beach, except maybe a friend walking next to me. Maybe some family members are watching me from a blanket nearby. The sun has just started to set. The clouds are pink and orange. You're just walking, not really going anywhere in particular. You're walking nice and slowly, just for the fun of it. It feels good to just move your body freely. You're walking along the water, and every once in a while the waves might come up, soak your feet. Even though it feels cold, you don't mind. You just keep walking. You could smell the salt from the ocean. You feel so at peace. Maybe your meditation vision is just like mine. Maybe yours is different, and that's okay. In this practice, you don't need to do or be anything that's different from who you are. So maybe you're sitting around a campfire, maybe you're having dinner with family and friends, maybe you're in your school's library, maybe you're in your bedroom petting a pet. No matter what, just pretend that you are at complete peace and you're in this place of complete bliss and peacefulness. Now I want you to take this time to release any worries, any fears, any emotions that feel heavy. I know for me, sometimes when I have a heavy emotion, it takes up on a physical location in my body. Sometimes it's my jaw, or my shoulders are really tense, or my stomach. I'd like you to take this time to think about where your heavy emotions might sit in your body. I want you to imagine those emotions can't hurt you. I want you to say to whatever part of your body that is, that it's okay. It's going to be okay. You're safe, you're loved, you're in a safe place. Now I want you to visualize these heavy feelings, these difficult emotions as blobs above your head, blobs of colors, maybe They're red or black or blue, but they're above your head. They're weighing you down. But I want you to imagine that with every breath you take and every breath you let out, you get a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit further away. As if you can blow them away with your breath. Now imagine those worries, those fears, those anxieties, they're floating above that ocean. Every breath you breathe out, they're floating above the ocean, further and further away. It gets harder and harder to see them until you can't see them anymore. Float away, and you're only left with emotions that serve you, left with feelings of safety, joy, calmness. You watch as the sun is getting lower and lower in the sky, and your shadow on the sand gets longer and longer. Soon, it'll be time to leave the beach and go home. But you know that if you ever need to return, you can. Now continue to breathe. With every breath, every crash of that imaginary wave, you think to yourself, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. If you feel silly or you've been thinking about other things, that's okay. It's normal for your mind to wander. Now, take an especially deep breath. Imagine that you are inhaling all the good things that life has to offer. Hope, optimism, joy, friendship, fun. And as you breathe out, imagine you're getting rid of everything else again. Fear and anxiety and insecurity, you're letting it all go. Continue to breathe in life's joys and out life's sorrows. today, during empowerment, or ever, you start to feel overwhelmed by emotion, you can return to your imaginary beach, wherever your safe, happy place might have been. You can return to your deep ocean breaths. You can now lean forward and stretch out. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Maybe a twist. You can fold your hands together at heart center, and again lean forward. Namaste. Thank you for watching. Can't wait to see you later today for our empowerment ceremony.